Get ready, cause it's about time for you to speak your mind. Super Secret Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club.
I love
Hello,
Sarah.
everyone.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
How are
morning,
we
and welcome
today?
back to Super Secret Girls Club.
Indeed. Yeah, how are you guys doing?
Well,
Good.
coffee's kicking in, but we're getting there. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It
That
is.
is enough. that
I have
we
a
need to
little
say.
bit of a wine
I got
hangover
so
this
excited because I
morning.
really did think you were going to get us a shot.
I don't. I can't.
I don't
Thank
want
you.
a
Bring a
shot.
chaser with it.
I don't need
All
one. I'm
right.
an adult.
Bree and I are taking shots because we're a little nervous.
Because it's Friday. Nervous for
Friday.
what? No, we're not. It's because we're gonna be. It's gonna be a very much a tribute. I feel like a churning emotional episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go and find out why Dan was Gossip Girl because I feel like
Spoilers!
She's the worst about spoilers.
Oh my god.
Have you seen the game? We see Tom Holland and he's on this. Oh my god, I can't remember which of the Fallons it is or which of the Jimmys. But they play instant spoiler, and you have to guess the movie from the spoiler they yell.
I've not seen it.
How is our audio, everyone? Let
Yes.
us know in the chat if we sound all right.
How
if
do we
the
sound?
levels are good?
Will their chats come up over here as well? Or is it just over there?
Yeah.
No, it's coming.
Did you
Oh.
really? Oh,
We
lovely!
got
Yay!
one.
Are you taking one with us?
No, it's 4 cups.
Did you bring
Oh.
a chaser?
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm hungover.
What did you do last night?
Gabby?
Audio's a bit low.
Okay.
Damn, the production is great. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Chris.
I want half a shot. Yes,
want like a full
exactly
one, please.
that.
That's perfect. That's
I
enough
am
for me.
afraid.
Thank you.
I want
I'm not even
smaller than
petrified.
Gabby. Thank you.
I want between Gabby and Bree. Okay, perfect.
This is happening.
I don't know
Is
why
this-
we are doing
This
this.
is.
Wait, do we have juice? I'm gonna throw up. If
No,
Just
we
throw
have to
up.
do it just like
It'll
this.
be great.
Well, you are about to see it live.
Good morning, everyone.
Eye contact.
Audio is low,
Come
video
in.
is clear.
Eye contact.
what is this
I'll take yours.
tequila?
Prost.
There we go.
Definitely back.
Eye contact.
Ready?
This is tequila.
It's vegan.
Nobody here is vegan. Stop saying
I
that.
don't know if I can do this. Did you guys
Oh.
do it?
My eyesight is blurry.
Good morning.
I just chased that with my
So,
coffee. Yum.
This is how
Alright.
we start the morning here. Please do not follow our example.
Oh my god, I can't
Oh
see
my God.
anything.
Gabby, are you okay?
Yeah, hang on. I'm good.
So
Okay.
anyway,
Oh
thank you guys for coming in and joining us this morning. We are here today to talk about one of our favorite topics, which is our pets.
Yes, our fur babies.
We're not only going to talk about our own pets, we're also going to talk about other pets and animals that we may or may not know. We're going to talk about the phenomenon of pet influencers, and we'll also talk about some other things regarding animals. So thanks for joining us, and
Yes.
we're going to kick this off by just sharing our stories about our pets, how we got them, what made us do it, and so on. So let's start with Sydney. You guys
Sorry.
probably know her. She's our editor. She's been on Super Secret Girls Club before, so we're skipping all the intros at this point because you should know everybody.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
watch the other
Well,
episodes.
It's your first time tuning in. This is Sydney. She's our resident Sheen ambassador. She loves long walks on the beach.
That's a joke.
It
They're not
is.
paying us. This is not sponsored.
This is non-spawn.
I was Starlight in the Boys Skits.
Yes.
If you haven't watched those. And okay, sorry. I need to like breathe after that shot. That was a lot. Okay.
So you have two pets, right?
Yeah, so my animals are Ziggy, the husky.
This Ziganator.
The husky.
He's actually
and
right
Shiro,
here.
my cat, and I got Shiro. Am I explaining how I got
Yes.
them? Okay, so I got Shiro whenever I was 18. I had just moved to Florida, and I lived by myself, and I was like super lonely, and I like went home for Thanksgiving, and the day before I flew back, my mom was like, my friend found a kitten, like somebody, I guess, threw this kitten like out of the car, and her friend found it and was like, I'm trying to find a home for this cat. So I took the cat back to Florida like the next day, and
Aw.
we've been together ever since. I moved her from Indiana to Florida to LA to New York, back to Indiana.
That Shiro, I
That
thought Shiro
Shiro.
was your more tuxedo cat. Is that Ty's cat?
That's Ty's cat.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful animal.
So Shiro has been with me like through it all.
I've seen she comes out once every blue
Yeah,
moon.
she's a little traumatized, I think, from moving all over the country, but she's like a little.
How was it
emotional support.
flying with a tiny baby kitten?
Since she started flying so young, she's great. Like
Ah.
the TSA was always like, "Is she sedated?" And I was like, "No, she's just chilling."
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's my dream.
She is just chilling.
I am dreading the day that I have to move to Europe with Bodhi. He's going to kill everybody on the plane.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
Well,
Yeah.
nice segue. Tell us about Bodhi.
No. You didn't tell us about Ziggy.
Okay. And then with Ziggy, I was working at the Normies. This was about almost 2 years ago. And
Aw.
I think Pat started working from the office and he started bringing cash in. And I think randomly one day Serge was like, if you guys want to get dogs, you guys can bring dogs to the office.
So Serge is the reason for all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I immediately, like at my desk, typed in like my hometown Humane Society and saw a husky and was like, I'm getting him like soon. And I was living with my boyfriend at the time. He's like, we don't need a dog, like we don't have time. And I was like, it's my dog.
I was literally telling you, I didn't work here yet, and I was like, yeah, get
She's
the dog.
like, yeah, Gabby
get
talked
the dog.
me through it. If I wouldn't have had Gabby like talk me into it, I wouldn't have done it. Like I was freaking out. All of my friends, besides like 2, were like, don't do it. And then I just went behind everybody's back and adopted him and just like brought him home one day and was like, hey.
Is it when my hair was back, or were you just asserting your dominance, honey?
I was asserting my dominance. But now I'm pretty sure like my boyfriend likes Ziggy more than I do half the time.
yeah.
So.
No, Ziggy. Okay, we come to the apartment for you. We stay for Ziggy.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman.
Oh yeah,
He
absolutely.
the way that. Oh, also, do you know what he does when you're not there? Exactly that. He'll come out in the balcony and watch us plebes in the pool and just crosses his legs. He's like, and we're like, Ziggy, and he comes up and he's like, hello, my court, and then goes back in the apartment.
He's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, literally. He's a little
Sorry.
character. But
Awesome.
those are my adoption stories.
Love it. Next one, we're going to talk about Archie and Aspen.
Those are my babies. Aw. Okay, so I got Archie. I adopted Archie from a rescue in southern Indiana like 3.5 years ago. And he was a puppy. His mom was pregnant at the shelter, and so they had like a litter of the puppies. So we only know that she was Australian Shepherd. So we know he's half Australian Shepherd, but we don't really know the other part. But he is an interesting boy. He's got like the loudest personality. Like, I don't know, he's very friendly, but he's kind of like picky about who he's friendly to. He's not like aggressive by any
He's
means,
selective.
but he's very selective. Even like when I take him around my parents and stuff, and my partner's parents, like he doesn't want to really cuddle anyone besides us. Like he's a big mama's boy. So yeah, he's interesting. We love to take him to like the creek and stuff like that. He's like a big outdoors doggy. So it's Archie. And then Aspen is a newer addition to the family.
So
Cute. She is a tiny cat. That's the only way I can really describe her. She weighs 6 pounds. And yeah, she's full size. So we think she might be a munchkin cat. We're not really sure. But we got her actually during quarantine because my partner's grandmother passed away, and it was sort of her cat. She was taking care of it. And they were going to take the cat to the shelter. And I was like, no, you're not. I'm going to take the cat. So she's my very first cat ever. I've never had a cat before her or really been around that many cats. And I'm happy to say that I'm kind of a cat person now. Like,
Yes.
I know.
They're chill.
Gabby, aren't
I
you
really
also
like
allergic
her.
to cats?
I am. There's like, so if anyone else in the chat is allergic to cats and has this experience, let me know. But it's like, I am only allergic to certain cats. And I've read that it's like dander specific.
Yes,
so
dandruff,
it is. Like it is like you're allergic to just certain cats, but there are some cats I'm not allergic to, like Aspen, and then there are some cats that make me feel like I'm dying.
Do you
so.
feel like you're allergic to Shiro?
No,
Really?
no, yeah.
I'm
It's
just
really
saying-
strange.
Because Josh is in these, Spidey is in these chats. There's just so many dogs and cat combinations. It's crazy. It almost seems like we should get one
They
too.
make best friends. It's weird for them at first, but after like a couple months, they're like, we respect each other. Like
Yeah.
I get that we're like enemies,
Yeah.
but we love each other too.
Well,
Definitely.
So I may or may not have a cat on the way that might arrive today, and I'll let you name it. Yay!
Aw.
so yeah, well, I mean, this cat would probably be a friend of Azula. That's a cue for you, Chris.
Oh, it's a transition. Yay! That is the Zoo Bear. So I recently became a hot stepmom, and I love it. And this is Azula. I still am not used to calling her my dog. It still feels like, no, she is my baby, and I adore her. I got introduced to her because this is Josh's dog. He's
Super
had
hot
her.
stepmom, Spidey says.
I love it, and I'm trying. And I adore her. She is a Labrador. Spidey got her when she was 11 months old, so I got introduced to her when she was around 8 or 7. And she is. Have you seen like the TikTok that's like dogs are either 3 personalities? It's like
Yes.
full crackhead personality,
Yeah.
or just chill, just loves the love, and an old god in a dog body. She's an old god in a dog body.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
She loves to cuddle, and I do too. And I love that she knows how to. She just knows how to speak to you. You know exactly what Azula wants, to the point where I won't look her in the eye when she doesn't want to go for a walk because I know what she wants. And she'll move and then put her paw on and be like, "Bitch, I will pee on you. Take me out."
Pee on you.
And I appreciate that a lot. She's been very calm. She's a great party dog. So we've taken her out on like mobbing, as I've learned now. And she's just like, and even with the pride party, brought her out. She's just a chill dog. She knows when people are like out and about, and she's like, "Oh, I just need to be a calm dog that needs to be pet." Bad. And I love that.
That's crazy. Yeah, when I saw Azula at our party, I was kind of freaking out because the music was really loud. There were a
Yeah.
lot of people doing a lot of crazy things. And Azula was just like, "So." She was wearing a gay pride t-shirt. She was all swaggered up. It was
cute.
great.
Oh my God, yes, thank you for reminding me of that, because let me tell you, this dog is butch. Oh, we went to the dog park, and I love Azula. She rarely plays with dogs that are smaller than her. She only plays with dogs that are literally 3 times her size. So I was like, okay, now I understand how big you think you are.
Yeah.
And she humps larger male dogs. Like, I was like, I thought she was cool. She's very
That's our
cool, very
girl.
chill. I flip around and she is like full hump, and I'm like, Azula, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, why are you like this? But I enjoy her a lot.
I
That's
say
so
it
funny.
every time about Azula, but my favorite thing about her is that she is always wearing a gold chain, and it just makes her
Yes.
look like the sickest dog in
Yes.
the room. So cute. I love it. I can't imagine her without the gold chain. It's like a part of her.
I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm so happy you guys took that picture, because she lets us know how good the grass is, because she won't eat just any grass. In the
Really?
park near our house, she smashes the tall grass.
Yeah.
I have no idea why.
It's the tall grass. Archie's
Right.
the same way. He's like, this is, every time we walk past it, he's like, this is snack time right
Does he
here.
hop in like
Yeah.
a panther? He's like, "You can't see me, mom,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "You're right there."
It's so weird. I don't know. And I'm like, are you okay? Is your stomach okay? Because like, don't they eat grass when something's wrong?
Yeah.
But how old is
No,
Archie?
he's like 3.5.
3.5. And how old is Aspen?
We don't really know. We think she's like 2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And Sydney, how old is Ziggy?
He turns, I think, 7 this year.
And how old is Shiro?
5?
5.
No, maybe 6.
That's right. I feel like the age does do very much with it. 'cause
6
she's
or
9.
7. They're middle aged.
Middle aged.
But how old is Bodhi?
Let's talk about Bodhi.
Transition.
Troublemaker. So do not let the image deceive you.
Did you not have a better picture of our boy?
What? He's
That was
beautiful.
Where his teeth are out, so that you don't
Okay.
pull it out.
Well, that would be a more accurate representation of his
He's a
personality.
spiritual gangster.
He is named after a gangster, so
He
that
is?
checks out. Bodhi, he's named after a character from The Wire.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Who is like a corner kid who grows up to just be like a drug dealer full time.
Interesting.
Josh
So-
just tells me about The Wire. I have no idea what happens.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, he's named after that guy, and that tells you everything you need to know about him. He is exactly that. He is very territorial. We used to have an apartment on the corner of our like apartment block on the ground level, and I used to take him out on a leash, and he's been very nice on walks, but he had like real issues like seeing dogs outside on his turf. In his
Especially
territory, especially Ziggy, and he would flip shit to the point where he would scratch both of us really
goodness.
badly. And there was a time that I was contemplating actually giving him up or declawing him, and it was a real struggle. In the end, we decided to move apartments. That happened about 3 months ago.
It was
and
a real, like, you were struggling with it
Yeah.
a lot.
I have scars on my body
Yeah.
that I will have for the rest of my life.
She was
I
scratched
have a
up.
scar from Bodhi that I will have for the rest of my life. Too.
Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't just us. Like his
Bonding.
issues were so. Also, our cat is from a shelter. I don't really know what happened to him. We adopted him when he was 2, and now he's almost 4. He's turning 4 in October, and it's just. I don't know what happened to him, but he definitely had issues, and we've addressed them by moving, and that helped. He's on 4th floor now, and he's on top
Moving
of the
up.
world. He has his little cat house by the window. It looks like a corner window, so he can see both like to
Oh,
the
you give him the
north
corner office?
and east,
Yeah.
and he's just like looking down to his kingdom.
It's amazing.
And he's super fine with it now, and he's also on Prozac right now, so
Aww.
he needed help managing all of his issues, and that's okay.
There was this one time I was just walking by with Ziggy. It was whenever you guys
Oh
were
my
at your
God.
old apartment, and I feel like I hadn't like seen Chris and Marquetta like in like a week or something. So I was just being like, "Hey," and I remember I called Chris and was like asking like if he was home, because you never answer the phone.
That was the worst one. That was the worst incident.
She never answers the phone.
Literally. And so I called Chris to be like, "Hey, like I'm outside, like come and like say hi." And I was like, "Is Marquetta home?" And he was like, yeah, I'm inside." And I was like, "Hey, Marquetta." And then she's like, "Hey," and then just starts shrieking, like act like as if she's like being stabbed. And I was like,
I was being
and
stabbed.
Chris is like on the phone. He's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, I just like hang up and like run because like Bodhi like saw Ziggy outside and then just like goes to Marquetta and starts beating the shit out of her.
Yeah,
It was so sad and so scary.
He was triggered.
it
He
was
was
terrifying.
triggered.
It was terrifying, and it's just like he is very nice, and when we have people over, also he's like super lovable, and like he will sit on your lap and let you like rub his belly, like the things that cats are usually not okay with. He will let you do whatever you want with him. As soon as he sees a dog, he just like flips. It's a completely different cat, and he's just like super aggressive for no reason. And then as soon as you like remove all of those like triggers, and like leave the room and then come back 10 seconds later, you don't need to wait longer than that. 10 seconds later, you come back to him. He's like, like, bitch, you almost killed me.
He is a super sweet cat. He just doesn't like dogs
Yeah. Well, that's him. And
Cats.
or other cats.
I decided to get him in
Some alphas run
2019.
alone.
December 2019, and I don't even know why we got him. So it just kind of worked out that we had him throughout the quarantine, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But I don't know. I just kind of like was like, I think we need something,
Yeah.
and then I just like one day went to the shelter, and I got him in a box.
In a box.
That was it.
1 second, real quick, because the chat has asked. We need to show them. What's
The
that?
Zigginator?
Oh my gosh, that has.
Can you remove Ziggy? There you go.
You can't see his
There's the
face.
bear.
It looks like he's laying on grass.
He's beautiful. There he is.
Ziggy!
There you guys go, Internet. I hope that's enough for you. We're going to get back to the show now.
I love Ziggy so
The
much.
spike in views.
Right? With his arms still crossed. Had I known, I feel like I should start bringing Azula around here. The only problem is her intestines show her age.
What?
Oh, I gotcha.
What do you mean?
No, they're silent killers, man. and I love her all the same. And I was like, oh, baby. That's the only time I remember. I'm like, oh, you're 9 years old.
Aw.
Oh man,
She's
so
just
he's
a
got
lovely
2
bug.
years until his intestines start.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, whenever I think about my dog aging, like I like cry about it.
Dude, I think
like,
about it every day.
It makes me really sad.
I can't imagine. We should watch or like I
No.
was saying one time that everybody that has a pet should
No.
react to Marley.
No.
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 Why?
No.
A good cry.
I've already
feels
lived through
good.
it. I don't want to see another one
I
again.
know.
A good
Actually,
cry.
if we could swing into it, because I can't watch Marley and Me because when my pupper died, we had a dog. She'd passed away at 15. We were the same age. And we got her in Germany. And when the first time we had moved back to Germany is when she passed away of kidney failure. Her name was Baby because she was my baby. She came with a name though. And she was a collie German Shepherd cat chow mix, a smart dog, very intelligent. And then she had cataracts and went blind. And I'm like, we're having her let her go because we thought she was getting better. And then when she passed away, I couldn't say goodbye. Made me realize I don't need to watch Marley and Me. That trauma's already just given to
But
me.
it has Owen Wilson and
just-
Jennifer Aniston.
I lost a dog named Marley.
Yeah. You did.
If Tom Hiddleston was in the movie, maybe. I don't need Owen Wilson going, man, that sucks. I know
love
it
Owen
sucks.
He does a great
Wilson.
job in that movie. That movie's really good, though.
How about you guys drunkenly tell me the points of it?
It's
feel like
literally
I
just
watched
any
it.
dog story. But it's a good cry. I mean, it'll
Yeah,
make you
it
appreciate
is.
your pet and then, whatever. Hunter sent me this, like, really interesting, like, meme on Facebook not too long ago that was talking about how, like, to dogs, it looks like we don't age and that we're kind of like these weird elves that never age, but they age so fast. So like they're kind of like they're getting like older very fast and like looking at us like, bitch, why do you still look exactly the same? Like, why are you still healthy?
That's hilarious. I never thought about that.
I know. I never thought about it either.
Old
Let
elves.
us know what your dogs and cats' names are in the
Yeah.
chat.
I would love
we would
to.
love to know.
And their age and their breed. Give the full thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us the whole bio, please.
Yeah. Do you guys want to share a little bit more about your former companions?
Sure. I just want
Yeah.
to say, like, Sydney and I have talked about this before, but we both had dogs in the past that we feel like we did not treat the way that we would treat them now, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's not really our fault, I guess,
It's
because
our parents' fault.
we were kids, but we both remember having completely different experiences with pets when we were younger.
Yeah.
Whether it
just-
be like
yeah.
outside dogs or
Yes.
yeah, I think of it.
Outside dog is canceled.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh,
like
why?
I just remember like we would be eating dinner every single night and my dog Fluffy would just stare in the back window and like be sad. And it was like, why can't she come in here and just join us? And like, we'd always give her our scraps and stuff, but like I don't know. She was
Always give
like
us our
looking back, she was always outside and alone.
Yeah, and that's
You
okay
know?
if your dog is an outside dog. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
But the way that we feel like our families treated our outside dogs is just not like
They
on
treated
par
them
with
like
the way.
dogs, yeah.
But
Rather
they
than no, they're family. They're babies. They're little babies.
I used to have an outside dog too when I was little, and we didn't have a window facing our dining room, so we didn't. He was not exposed to that traumatizing image of us eating, I guess. But I think that it's good for dogs to be like outside. Like,
Yeah.
it gives them more agency and freedom to just do whatever they want. I think that my dog was happy being outside, and I don't know if he would have the same amount of excitement in life if he was living in our apartment and like all of us, me and my brother in school and my parents at work for 8 hours. Like, what is he going to do? Like, he was outside and my grandma was in the house at any point. She could just go to him.
Yeah.
So I think, there's benefits. to
That's
that.
So
cat's life, you know?
with my experience with having an outside dog, I'm just gonna like rat on my family a little bit. Like we had like a couple of trees and we hung up a line and they were on the line outside.
Oh yeah.
And so they didn't have freedom
On the
outside. Yeah. So like if there was like 2 trees, we had like a line running in between them and they were on like lines attached to that line. Yeah. It wasn't great.
No.
Yeah.
You didn't have
So-
a fence?
No.
Oh.
So
Oh,
they
okay.
were.
How do
An
you mean, like,
electric
were they
fence, which was
walking
kind of
the
okay.
lines?
Yeah, like they were attached to a lead that was attached to that line that was between the two trees. And so they didn't
okay.
have any freedom. They didn't like really have a great place to like live, I guess. We didn't have those dogs like their whole lives. But it was just like, when I think back on that, I actually like, it makes my stomach like hurt.
Yeah.
Because that is not the way that I would treat a dog now.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's okay if that's like the way that other people treat their dogs and they're giving their dogs exercise and, you know, fulfilling all of their needs, but we were not back then. And like, that's the part that makes me feel bad.
Yeah, I just feel like there's something about like our parents like didn't understand like for instance, me and Ziggy went to my parents' house maybe like a couple months ago, and my mom had like a pot of chili that had been in the fridge for a week, like a full pot of chili, huge. And she then emptied like some more leftovers in this pot of chili and starts walking it to give this full pot of chili with like pizza, like
Yeah.
just
What?
all this like slop. Just, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "I'm giving it to Ziggy." And I was like,
No.
"No, you're not." Like,
With pizza?
yeah, I'm like, he's on like a strict
Yeah.
diet. He eats like very healthy dog food. Like, he's at a great weight. He's not eating these week-old leftovers,
Right.
chili. He's gonna get the shits if he eats this. He's gonna gain 10 pounds. Like,
Bro, I'll eat those leftovers.
Oh my God.
no, those were not leftovers to be eaten. That's why
Yeah.
she was giving them to the dog. But she was like getting mad at me. She's like, "He's a dog," and I was like,
Nah,
"Yeah,
that's the first problem.
yeah." It's like, you're not understanding. Like, he's gonna get sick. Like, I don't know. I can't.
I agree. I do miss Baby. I feel like I would treat her better. She had been in so many moves with us. And I feel like that just comes with being a kid and growing up and learning to value things. I think that's the biggest lesson that's been dawning on me, though I know that I'm still young. One thing I think about is Baby a lot of how I could have treated her better, but I also appreciate that I feel like we both were learning from each other. She was a very good constant. So when she passed, especially with being being a military brat and moving so much, I really miss having. I didn't realize how important that constant was until she was gone, and I felt like I was like, oh my goodness, there's nothing. The only other constant is my family, and then when that goes disarray, I had my baby. But that does drive me to be a better pet owner. Though, granted, I do totally resolve in the fact of being a stepmom, so I'll just like roll over some mornings and be like, babe, Azula wants to go out. Azula wants her father to take her out. That's what she told me. But I'm very adamant about, we have this couch and I make sure I put the blanket on so she can come up and cuddle. And she's a really good cuddler. She cuddles like a human.
Aw,
And
that's sweet.
I'm very apt to like make sure like, okay, I'm loving you here. Okay, you want me to scratch? It's there. If you need to go out, I take you out immediately. If you need to shower, luckily she does not need a lot of showers. I do that. But with Baby, I know that was some things that I had slipped on and I wish that I had continued to do.
Yeah.
But I miss her a lot. She passed away when we were both 15, and I think about her a lot.
So you were the same age.
Same age.
I used to have this dog. His name was Misha. And we got him when I was 6, and I was sick with, oh my God, what's it called? I had Mona, and I was hospitalized for a month. And then I was at my grandma's house for another month, and I was just like not getting better. And 3 months before that, I found my other dog killed on the front yard by a drunk person who couldn't handle that my dog was barking. And he threw a stone on his head, and I saw him in the morning, and he was dead.
Oh
Wait,
my
you
God.
found him?
Yeah.
Did you find the person who did it?
No, because it happened at night, and we were all asleep. But all that happened, my dog died, was killed, and then I was hospitalized, and then I was still sick. And then one day, my dad came with like something in his pocket, and I was like, what is this? It was a tiny dog, like this small, this white little German Spitz. It was so cute. It was like this tiny. I was 5, so we like grew up together. And he lived for 18 years.
Nice.
That's amazing.
I like literally grew up with this. He was my best friend. Like not exaggerating, because I was not a people person growing up. I didn't like the kids in school. Like they were kind of assholes to everybody, and I was kind of like, I can do without y'all. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was just kind of, me and my dog were like besties, and so I had a really strong connection to him. And then I also kind of wanted to travel the world after I graduated from high school. So I was gone for like a couple of years when he was like actually old. And that was really hard because I was worried that like any day this can happen and I'm not going to be there. But thankfully, he lived a very long life, and I was there when, we had to let him go. We didn't have to take him to the vet. He just kind of like had his own natural end. Yeah, he was, towards the end, he was like blind and deaf.
I love, blind, deaf, they pee. They just let you know to pee, and then I'm going to lay down here.
Yeah. But he has a beautiful, like, we buried him in our garden, and we put like this stone that we like carved his name in. And there's just flowers everywhere. It was just like so extra.
No,
It's appropriate. I think that's very appropriate.
It was literally like my parents' third child.
Yeah.
That like helped me recover. So
Exactly.
I can't
was
believe that
great.
about the drunk person in the
I
stone.
know.
I
Yeah, that's some
know.
bullshit.
I'm gonna think about
I
that all
know.
day.
I know.
I know.
Somebody asked if we had any other animals. Me and Gabby had guinea pigs
We
at
did.
some point at the same time.
Mine was named Emma, which
Mine-
was like my third pet named Emma. I had a lot of Emmas.
Emma will survive.
Mine was Lucky, and I taught Lucky how to go up the stairs and find its
Yeah.
cage. And
It
Lucky
was a boy.
Yes,
He-
Lucky was a boy, and he died on my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh.
He died on my
That's
birthday
awful.
when I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Ruined my day.
I'm a serial goldfish killer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You like
I used
get
to
it
have
from the
fish,
fair?
too.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I would be like, I don't want this. Like, well, you have to take it. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want this, and then it would die, and it'd be like, well, like we were not very conducive to the life of goldfish.
I used to have
Goldfish-
a
oh, sorry.
chinchilla.
You
You had a
did.
chinchilla?
I had
My
two
sister has a
chinchillas, actually.
chinchilla.
Yeah, chinchillas are
Ooh.
fun. Chinchillas are very lively. We had a big cage for him in our apartment, and sometimes we would let him out into. My dad created this barrier because we didn't have a door leading from our living room into like the rest of the apartment. So he created this barrier that I would have to put up every time
Aw.
I would let him into our living room.
Yeah.
And he would just like run around in circles. Like
amazing.
he had zoomies, and he was just running around and shitting
Yeah.
because they need like their bowels to move. Like
What a good life hack.
so yeah, he was just
Yo.
like running around, just like jumping, and he would like jump off of like he was like parkouring across the living room from like one couch to another, just like bam 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 bam, and it's just like shit dropping off.
Yes.
Yo, I
That's
wish
how it is.
y'all had Spidey on this podcast because he's had some exes that have some crazy animals. One being the chinchilla, and then also had a bird at the same time.
Oh wow.
So you know how. So I'm sure how when our
What kind
chinchilla
of
is the most
bird?
active. I don't know, an annoying one.
A parakeet? A parrot?
I don't know. I wonder if he'll tell us in the chat if he's on there.
A Pikachu?
He is.
If he remembers what the bird is.
Pikachu.
Pikachu. But I've never even heard about people owning chinchillas then. I think they're nocturnal animals.
Yes.
And the bird
Oh,
was a
God.
morning animal. And that's all I remembered from that story.
Oh god.
I had a hamster that was nocturnal, and I had to move its cage out of my room when I was like a
say it with
freshman in high
love.
school.
Aw.
His name was Hammy, and then one day Hammy grew a tumor the size of its body. So
Do you guys have stories that aren't sad? Also, Ziggy's being super cute.
Yeah, what
let's
is
do
he
another
doing?
Ziggy shot. He's why the people came. They didn't come for us.
Let's
They
do-
came for the
Oh,
dogs.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Ziggy! Ziggy, come here! Come here!
He was on his back
Zig,
just
come here.
now.
Come here!
So
You get to jump up on the table so he's in the shot at least.
yeah, let's make
you
this
see
less sad.
Yes.
Baker
There's
for
an
Ziggy.
alive animal in the studio.
So obviously when pets leave us, it's a very sad moment. But there's years of happiness in between where they literally fulfill us. And we could definitely all feel it during 2020.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you lived alone. I feel like there was a lot of adoptions from people who, were alone, couldn't date, couldn't go out with friends, if they were taking it seriously. And so there was that led to a lot of loneliness, and I think that a lot of people adopted for that reason. Also because they were working from home, which is like a new phenomenon now. Nobody even wants to go back to office, which I understand.
Besides me, this is my first day back at the office since COVID.
Yeah.
Since COVID.
But your situation is also different because you can bring your pet to work with you.
Oh, so true.
But it's a problem for people who, worked remotely throughout 2020, adopted a pet so that they are not literally dying from depression. And now that they have to reset their life back to normal, their pet is so attached to them that the transition is difficult for both of them.
Oh my, yes.
The other thing is also that there are some people that are very shitty and just get rid of their pets now because I guess their term of being a mental health nurse is over. So anyway, how do you feel like that your pets helped you cope with 2020?
I think one just small thing that I never even thought about until way later was that you have to take your dog out just for walks. And just because if I didn't have a dog, I'm not sure I ever would have went outside.
Yeah.
But he made me go outside multiple times throughout the day. And I don't know. I mean, I feel whenever you were going through this thing, it's you have something to take care of. You're kind of relying on
have a
each
responsibility.
other. Yeah. And it's
you have purpose.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm sure you guys were the same way. We were all running out of everything to do. I was sick of playing video games, watching movies, but I started teaching Ziggy tricks. That was one of our things to do in our pastimes. But he learned 6 tricks during it. So I mean, I feel having a dog, it's just there's endless things to do. I brushed him out 4 times, in one day.
Yeah.
Recently, it's it wouldn't stop. So they are constantly giving you something to do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can I get a brief cut to Ziggy Cam?
Distraction.
Yeah, to the Ziggy Cam.
One moment.
So,
Ziggy, guys.
Azula-
Give me a second.
we are now advocating for why you should get a pet. One of the reasons is distraction.
It's just showing your desktop.
It's showing your desktop, Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Behind the scenes, guys.
That's what you look like.
Chris is trying to do way too much.
So yeah, distractions is one of the benefits of having a pet.
I feel distracted. It's
Another
Look
one
at-
is the cuteness.
He looks mad.
Ziggy, look at. All right, guys. This is the
Stop
last Ziggy
eating
shot
your leg.
that you're gonna get.
Ziggs.
He's so cute.
He's but.
Ziggy Bear.
Well-
not on camera, Ziggy.
No.
Oh, well,
This is a family.
That is PG-13.
Whoa.
all right.
I
Now
do.
we're back.
I do appreciate having Azula there because sometimes when I'm just depressed and she can, I feel dogs are really good at just sensing when you're meh. Or even when I'm angry, she comes and that helped me also realize I'm getting angry and I need I'm gonna recognize what's going on because if my dog can sense it, I definitely need to learn how to sense it. And she'll just come and she'll be like, hey, I understand you're doing a lot right now. You can also pet me. And I love that. She's like, hey, I get it. You're watching TV. That's great. I love it. But you know what you can also do?
Yeah.
Pet me. And she's so good at it. She has perma sad face because she's the lab. I think she's the lab face of just being oh. And I'm always thinking did I just I bump you and I didn't know? Are you okay?
I know.
Are you sad and not telling me? And then just love on her. I love her a lot.
That's so sweet.
How did it help you guys?
Gabby,
I feel
you
oh,
got
sorry.
Aspen during 2020, right?
I did, yes. So it actually took probably all of 2020 for her to actually really open up to us. So that was interesting for me, trying to, I guess over COVID, I had this task of okay, let's get this animal to trust me. And so most of 2020, I agree with what Sydney said, Archie was, getting me outside of the house, making me get exercise, which was really good. But Aspen was sort of like a challenge that I had to keep me from being bored during quarantine.
Panorama.
Yeah.
Panorama.
Yes. So it took a long time, and it's kind of a lot of work when there's an animal that's pretty like apprehensive about you and the situation. So
Ooh, how is she with the litter box? Was she already good to go?
she was basically a feral cat. Like, she was living outside, and so I was just super nervous about how the litter box would work. But actually, the first day that I got her, like the first day we had her at home, I just sat her in the litter box and then took her little paw and like helped her dig with it, and then she just used it.
It's like an instinct.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is so weird.
Shira was the same way. I was like,
Okay.
does she know? And
Yeah.
that they know. Like,
Cats are very
Exactly.
clean, so
Yeah.
they will find the one spot, and if that is the only one spot in the house where they can dig, that's where they will go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
My
Oh, so
Sorry.
easy cat content. I'm just saying, I'm getting a cat. What were you gonna say?
please do.
well, so Bodhi was very helpful for me during quarantine. We would, so when I worked from home, I was very appreciative because in the studio we don't have windows, but in our apartment we did. But sometimes I went so extra from like the sun deprivation from this space that I would literally bring one of those like portable tables, pull it out on our porch,
Yeah.
put the cat on the leash, set him outside with me, and just work from there. I was so extra, but it was great. And even with all the challenges that Bodhi presented and all the violence, there was definitely times where I would be like super down, and he would know,
Yeah.
and he would just like, I would just be like a blob on the couch, just like lifeless, not even watching TV, and just like staring on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And he would just like come on my stomach and just purr.
That's so sweet.
I don't know, like the cats have some kind of connection with their people and understand when something's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't even talked about the biggest benefit of cats. They fuck off. I
They
love it.
fuck off.
They fuck up. Like I was like kind of against cats, so my mom got one. His name's Orion, and we made him fat because we love him. And I love because he's just like, hey, we can just like cuddle for a second, and then I'm done. I'm good. I'll see you in 2 hours, and I love that. And sometimes I need that. And the only thing for dogs that sometimes like, it stresses me, I'm like, I have a already limited social clock, and after I've already pet you 4 times, that's all I got. And cats are like, but you don't have to pet me for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all we need. And then like high five. I mean, really, it's just trying to hit me, but I'm all like, high five, ching, and then and fuck off. I love it.
My favorite thing about my cat is she will come over to me and she'll be like purring and she's like, pet me, and I'll be petting her for like 30 seconds, and then she'll just like bite me, start hissing at me, and I'm like, dude, I'm literally just over here minding my own business.
Yeah.
You wanted this.
Exactly.
I heard it's called kitty minutes. They ran out of kitty minutes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's adorable.
They are introverts.
And you just gotta look at the tail, because as soon as I see that the tail twitch once, I'm like, oh, and we're done.
Yeah.
And then once you leave, or you leave earlier than they're done, they're like, what?
Yeah.
I know.
Did you break the code? And I'm like, yeah, Ryan, I could do it too. And it's,
Cats are so interesting because they're so particular to, well, my cat is anyways. Like, she, in the mornings, like, she will wake us up and she's like, okay, it's breakfast time. Like, and then we'll kind of be like laying there, like, slowly waking up, and she's like, gets in your face, and she's kind of like, okay, I said it's breakfast time. Like, let's go. And she will not stop until you give her breakfast.
yeah, our cat presses on my dad's eyelids. And
What?
I should say. Yeah, he comes in, he goes, food. And then he got a little bit heavier. I'm like, you can't do that anymore. But now he's really smart, and he'll just take one claw out, and he'll nip at your lip, because he's found that
Oh
that's
my
the quickest way
gosh.
to wake you up.
That's terrible.
And he'll be
Terrifying.
like, wake up. I mean, you're awake. And the thing's like, cut. But you're just like, he's like, wake up. Now that you're awake, human, I would like feeding. And then we got him electric one that he tried to break. But
Oh my
now
God.
he doesn't come to us anymore.
Bodhi wakes us up religiously at 7 a.m. because it's time for breakfast, and he knows it. It's literally 7 a.m. and he's just like,
I feel like I saw this meme recently that was like, it was like cats, and they were like walking. There's like an explosion behind them. And it said something like, "We might be assholes, but we'll never tell the police where your drugs are."
That is
Cats
funny.
2024.
Do you guys remember that one movie like back in like the early 2000s that was called Cats versus Dogs?
I
They were
love-
secret agents. Yes, that
I
was the
love
best
that movie. It's so
It
bad.
was so funny. I loved that movie.
I'm terrified to watch it in adulthood.
I don't think
We should
I've
watch
never
it.
seen that.
Cats versus Dogs. It's
Yeah.
so good.
We're gonna have to have libations.
And
during
honestly,
that.
the visual effects is not that bad for the dogs and cats' mouths moving. It's really not. I rewatched it maybe like 5 years ago, and I was like, this kind of holds up. I'm not mad about it.
like
a good
Jurassic
one.
Park holds up, or more like what was the other movie we were watching and that we thought was hilarious? Do you guys ever watch Head of State with Chris Rock
Mm-mm.
or Idiocracy?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that'll be a different conversation, but I'm down to watch it.
It's not bad, Spidey.
He's just mad that you
It's
like
not.
cats.
No, it's
a terrible
not.
movie.
It
It's a
is-
great movie.
The difference is that you saw it when you were a young child, and that we saw it when we were jaded teenagers. And we're like, what the
And
fuck
the
is
dad
this?
is like an evil or not an evil scientist, a mad scientist, and he has like the basement.
Yeah, I know. I'm here for you. We are in this.
Yeah.
You know.
We
You know.
will watch this.
Chris, are you
Also,
trying to shame us
G-Force?
for our age right now?
The
The
G-Force.
G-Force?
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, I am.
I love
G-Force was the
G-Force.
shit, man.
Oh,
That's so
yeah.
many road trips.
They're like little balls that they would like do like their missions in.
And I was in on it because I was holding my breath. I was like, what's going to happen?
Like, come on.
I have not seen
Oh,
this.
we gotta stop making animals into secret agents.
To continue.
Bolt is another
Bolt.
one. Like
Okay, no.
At
Bolt.
least it's
Oh, I should
animated.
watch that.
Yeah.
Bolt's good.
We're gonna watch. We're gonna have a series. What's it called? A live marathon of all these movies.
Oh my
A
god.
binge.
I
A pet
remember
binge.
I remember this movie. I forgot the name of it, but it's with two dogs and a cat, and they're like finding the way home.
Homeward Bound.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
You had
Sydney.
that movie, Gabby.
Yeah.
Were you a horse
I love
girl?
that movie.
A horse girl?
Yeah.
I mean, like just the normal amount.
Just like the
So we're done with the reservation.
We are
Yeah,
just-
no, let's
We are
You're
just
gonna
spilling
keep shit
about
for me in like an hour.
random animals.
So we talked a little bit about different I guess stars of different movies, but a recent phenomenon in the pet universe is now growing pet influencers. So let's talk a little bit about that. There is a movie on Netflix that's going to be going off of Netflix soon, so you guys should check it if you want. It's called Cat the Mewie. We'll have an asset for it later, but they cover a lot of these cat influencers and other pet influencers, and it's a really, really interesting topic. I will share some details later, but let's just share our favorite pet influencers right now. Sydney had one, so let's talk about that one.
So mine, her name is Sydney, and I do not know how to say her last name, to be honest with you guys.
For
Break.
What's their nationality?
I think she's white. She's from Indianapolis, so.
Oh, I know. That's any way it goes. Then. Yeah, no.
I follow Sydney too. She's awesome.
Yeah, so I came across her because I randomly got obsessed with like van life culture, like 6 months ago. I got
Yeah.
really obsessed with it.
Who didn't?
And I started following her, and so I think that like most of her content, it started out as just like how she like lives in a van and she travels with her two dogs and whatever. But she recently, I would say maybe like a couple months ago, she got a boyfriend, and I think the boyfriend helps rescue dogs and find dogs homes or
Yeah.
something. Like they recently like went to Mexico and found all these stray dogs and like found them homes. So now it's kind of like her and her boyfriend just travel around with like their like 3 or 4 dogs and help rescue dogs. And she
Yeah.
like has her own coffee line and she has a podcast. I've never listened to it. I
That's
really need
awesome.
to. But yeah, I think she's like maybe 24, 25. She's from Indianapolis, which is like really cool because we're in Indianapolis. But we should
Do
try
a
to get
collab.
her on a podcast.
Yeah. Hi, Sydney. If you're listening, we like your stuff.
We're
Okay.
fangirls for you.
Hi, Sydney from. We would love to have you on this podcast.
But yeah, it's Divine on the Road. She's absolute goals.
So
Love
she's
her.
like an interesting, I guess, type of like pet influencer. So there's like content like Sydney's content where she talks and like writes about her pets that she's with. But then there's also like on the other hand, like pet Instagrams, you know?
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I actually have like an interesting, I guess, relationship with the whole pet Instagram thing.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
I'm just real fast. Like I started one a long time ago when I got Archie, and that's actually like kind of what started my whole like life crisis of like, do I want to be in chemistry or do I want to be in digital marketing? So I'm here now because of my pet Instagram.
Yeah.
What was your pet? Is it still running?
It's still up if anyone wants to see it. It's Archie the Aussie mix, but I don't use it anymore. But there's
Archie the Aussie mix.
some cute stuff on
Gabby's the reason why I made Ziggy an Instagram, which honestly, I feel like everybody does it. You make your pet an Instagram, you love it, you put a lot of work into it, and then like 3 months later, 4 months later, you're like, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
really like
Ziggy.
I really like Ziggy's Instagram and his personality on there.
Yeah,
he was
I
like a frat boy.
I need to get back to it. I just always forget.
We haven't made Azula an Instagram yet,
Don't.
but I kind of want to because I love her and she's so photogenic and she'll sit because she's old. Now I can get her. I can like walk her for like 10 minutes and like, nah, I got you. Now you have to sit here for 10
Yeah.
minutes. And I just want to put like a flower crown on her head and have her looking up. I think.
Oh.
I would like to share my favorite cat influencer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it's a he or she, but the name is Panko. He's a little, or she is a little like cross-eyed, very, very,
Is it cross-eyed
Fat pink.
very, very normal cat. Like there's nothing special about this cat. It's just domestic cat, and he or she,
They.
they're wonderful. The person that their owner who runs the Instagram takes the shittiest pictures of this cat, where it's just like all blurred. Like there's only a few pictures that are like cute, like this one, and everything else is just like really shitty. And because it's so raw and like relatable, this profile has like 3 million followers.
What?
Yes.
For like shitty pictures of a cat.
Yes, and it's just like the way I feel like the what she's doing is like genius, because she's just like, is this like, she's like she has these like stories on her Instagram, and you can vote if the picture is like a pank, like a panko, or pong, where the cat looks just like too stupid. And you can just vote which one is it, and it like makes my day every day.
That's hilarious.
I love the username.
Yes, fat panko cat. So I like this specific profile because it really goes against the typical curated, postcards, them near photos of pets that I honestly, after like doing some research, have a very strong opinion about. Because I do think that while it is cute and definitely like therapeutic for people to like, look at pets online, and like it's just like this positive thing that you can do maybe before you go to sleep or something, it's also like there's a dark side to it, because if you have to make sure that your pet is always cute, or it's like always like has the dilated pupils, because there is this one cat that's like always dilated pupils, and I'm like, you have to do something to this cat. But like,
yeah.
if Bodhi has dilated pupils, I know I have to back the fuck off, because he's agitated, you know what I mean? And so they literally like put stuff on this cat and take pictures with it and put it on Instagram, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's so cute. But like now that I'm a cat owner, I'm like, it's not,
That's interesting. I never thought about it like
that. So the pet influencer market is actually very profitable, because it's very beneficial to have like your pet be a face of a campaign for like a company than a person, because a person can fuck it up. Person can be, moving in a different direction with my career, that type of stuff, or they can have some kind of a drunk faux pas, or they can say something stupid like political or something. You know what I mean? They could like ruin the brand's image.
Yeah.
Just by having an opinion, let's say. But pets are very safe because they are just cute and silent. They don't say
talk,
anything
yeah.
terrible.
You
So
haven't met a zoo.
a lot of people take advantage of this by getting like taking just like either not going through a shelter and not going through like a breeder to get like the perfect cat or dog, and sometimes just like have them as little babies and then get rid of them
Yeah.
after they've used them for like
Mhm.
the social promotions. And then there's also other side of people who will specifically get like exotic animals
Yeah.
just to get the most amount of people on their Instagrams,
Right.
so then they can get these brand deals. And often they can, if they reach the benchmark of like 100,000 followers, you can quote a lot of money for a single promotion,
Absolutely.
for a single post, like 2,000 and more
Yeah.
dollars
Jeez.
per single photo of your pet next to a branded something.
Right.
So yeah, there's a dark side
Yeah.
to this.
That's
And
sad.
the movie on Netflix called Cats the Movie, it really it shows some of these influencers like doing really good things. Like there's this Suki the cat. It's like outdoor cat.
I didn't know he was behind it.
he's sleepy. So they're like kind of like having this like adventurous cat who's just like traveling, and they're kind of like advertising for national parks. And I think that's really cool. And it seems like that cat owner is really like nice and like treats her cat well, and it's not stressful for this cat to actually do all that traveling. But then there's like other pet owners that are just kind of like, I got my cat fat because that's what people want to see, but
Yeah.
like it's actually
Yeah.
not healthy for the cat to be that fat. So yeah, what do you guys think about these things?
That's
It's
really
depressing.
interesting. One of, I guess, I don't know, like many pet influencers, but there was this really popular cat that was from Bloomington, Indiana.
Oh.
Bub.
Bubs.
Yeah, Bubs.
Which
Rest
Bub
in
has
peace,
passed
Bub.
away, R.I.P.
did.
But he was just what, like a really deformed
He's
cat?
also in the movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to watch it then. But I'm pretty sure, like, wherever Bubs used to live, it's an Airbnb now. Have
Yeah.
you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
And it has like Bub things everywhere, and yeah, like
Yeah.
big Bub fans go there. It's pretty cool.
Big Bub fans.
I think when you can see that people actually care for their animals, it's nice. I appreciate. There's a couple who live in Japan, and I can't remember what their name is, but they cook and they train their cats to just to chill out, and the cats are curious, so they'll like let them sniff the ingredients. The cats don't nip at the ingredients; they literally just sniff and be like, "That's fine," and then they cook whatever, and it's really nice. And they would put them in their bike carts and drive them, and you see these cats are just so chilled out and desensitized and very sweet. And then they're very much like, we just treated the cats like humans, and they kind of grew up to that. And I enjoy that aspect of it. I think when it is more organic, because it's not every video that they make, they have them in it. But when you do see them, you're like, oh, that's nice. Or you see them in the back, and like the cat's just up top looking at them cook, and then it just sits there because it knows not to jump in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the whole concept of pet influencers is okay if you're not exploiting your pets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think like what we were talking about getting exotic animals and stuff like that's crossing the line of exploitation of animals, and I don't think that is okay. But, just the average Joe having an Instagram like we do, where we just our animals are living their best life and we're just doing it for fun,
Yeah, we just like wanted a place to like share their photos without spamming
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
own Instagram or my own Facebook.
Right. And so I think that's okay, and that's like a great way to like connect with your friends and like share your dog's personality. But if you're crossing the line and making your dog uncomfortable or doing something to its eyes to make its eyes dilated, like I don't think that that's okay, and kind of borders the
Hell
line of
no,
animal
yeah.
abuse a little bit.
Yep.
So that's not cool and doesn't sit well with me, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
There are I don't want to like clump all these pet influencers and owners into like one pile of like just bad people and abusers, but there are some that are actually using the platform for good, that they've built And like I obviously have no problem. Like, you know, it takes a lot of time for you to build the brand and to then, you know, reap the benefits of your labor. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are some influencers that just like they, for example, if they adopted a pet from a shelter and then the pet gets like kind of insta famous, they will use that platform to get more money for the shelter or to get just like spread awareness, like be an advocate for like adoptions. So like that is positive. So there's a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
It's just some people, you know, obviously every time there's something that becomes popular, there are people who always find a loophole to just exploit and do bad things. And it sucks that it's also happening in, you know, the universe of pets with especially with like, you know, they're trying to sell like positivity and like cuteness, but it's just like, that makes it worse because you're just like clearly hurting an animal so that you look good.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
We have an interesting comment in the chat from Caustic114, which is actually Andrew. Hey, babe, thanks for leaving the comment.
Hi, Andrew.
He wants to know what we think about vegan cats. Have you guys seen
Oh,
this
I
one?
hate it.
Oh, I think it's hilarious that anybody believes their animal's vegetarian.
Are we talking about actual vegan
I
cats?
hate
Yeah,
it.
it's
Or are
like
we talking about
it's like a
movie?
trend sort of where people are making their animals vegan.
No.
So whenever
Unacceptable.
I have something to add. Whenever Ziggy was going to training classes at Petco, I was talking to his trainer, and because we were standing next to a bag of like vegan dog food, and I was like, would you ever recommend this? Which I wouldn't have done it. I just wanted to get her opinion.
Yeah.
And she was like, absolutely not. Like, that's just like the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, like the fact that vegans are like putting this on their animals. Like, animals are not
So stupid.
plant eaters. I mean, our
Who
dogs
aren't
eat
naturally
grass.
plant eaters.
Yeah,
They're
sometimes.
omnivores.
They're called
Yeah.
canine because
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
big teeth to rip
Exactly.
through meat.
Yeah, exactly. So my pet trainer said no. I'm gonna go with no on that one.
But I'm like, if I have an animal that's vegetarian, yeah. If you're a herbivore, I'm gonna teach you that.
Yeah.
I don't think dogs go into that character, but I do mix vegetables with it. Azula loves seaweed.
Oh yeah, I think mixing vegetables with
Oh,
meat.
yeah.
It's like whenever it's only
Yeah.
like plant.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
no
stripping your
meat.
dog of like the nutrition that it needs.
Essentials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or your cat or whatever.
But
sure.
on
Yeah.
those notes,
Well, thank you for the question. Definitely disagree with that.
people were throwing out some animal movies out here, and I wanted to throw one out. Isle of Dogs, Wes Anderson.
oh yeah,
One of my
yes.
favorite dog movies ever.
I need to
never
watch
seen
that.
It makes me cry every time.
What is
it's
it?
So Isle of Dogs.
It's like all claymation.
Claymation.
It's
Aw.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's like by Wes Anderson. He does like Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise
Fantastic
Kingdom,
Mr. Fox.
Fantastic
Yes.
Mr. Fox.
I haven't
It's
watched
like-
that one either.
I've not heard of any of these.
Like,
What? You never heard of
I
Frank-
live under a rock. Okay.
Fantastic Mr. Fox
he's
is
su-
so cute.
He's such a good director. He like Isle of Dogs is like they're like in Japan, I think.
Yeah.
And
One's a
they
sushi
pass a law that like dogs aren't allowed in Japan anymore, and because there's like this new dog virus, so they send all the dogs to this like trash island. But there was this little boy that was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to that trash island and get my dog." So it's like a big rescue story.
I see.
But it's like, you know, getting dogs back in Japan, rescuing the dog, and like
That's sweet.
finding friends along the way. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
It'll
Aw.
amazing.
Yeah. And
Pro
with
cat.
that, we are going to wrap this podcast up. We hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go back and read the chat because I'm sure that you guys were sharing stories about your own pets, and I'm curious. Thank you for joining us. How many people did we have today, Chris?
43. Yeah, we're gonna raid for sure.
Oh,
the name
yes.
of the show that
Stick around for the raid.
What's the show called?
This show,
Yeah.
Super Secret
This is
Girls
Super
Club?
Secret
Oh, you
Girls
mean-
Club.
Super Secret Girls
I
Club.
can't with you.
Oh my god, I didn't even see that coming.
I was confused.
Don't forget to join us next week. We are going to have the last episode of this season, and then we're going to have a little break. And there will be a new podcast coming up. Not Super Secret Girls Club, Boys Club necessary, but something along those lines.
Can we just tell them what the
Uh-oh.
working title is called? Tub Tubers.
The working title is Tub Tubers.
Oh boy.
It's rated
I
R.
guess.
Some hairy nipples.
A lots
Hey, as a
of
man
hairy
who made a
nipples.
nipple quilt, there's a lot of hairy women nipples.
We just said it last time. I'm not shaming you.
Shame.
Hey, everyone has hair, so why are you so
Yeah.
defensive?
So yeah, please join us. Last episode is going to be about like kind of being a bicultural or multicultural person or a bilingual person living in the United States and what that's like, or growing up with, you know,
First
in a
generation.
multicultural family, first generation. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. If anybody can relate, please join us. We would love to hear your stories. And we will see you next week.
Thanks
Bye,
for good
guys.
one.
Thank you.
Bye. Stay around. We're going to rate.
Get ready, cause it's about time for you to speak your mind. Super Secret Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club.
Thank you all so much for watching this week's episode of the Super Secret Girls Club. We'd like to give a special shout out to our super patrons, Michelle, Sakif, Clayton Davis, Exploring Dylan, Dane, Mr. Momus, and Joe Mags. Thanks again, and be sure to catch us live over on Twitch.